club. Oh, hang on. It's like this. Say the password. Wrong password. Say the password. That's it. Trapdoor's opening. All right. I am having way too much fun with all this kind of stuff. And it's not even... it's like yesterday's technology. All right. So today I've got a quick one. I am still going on this fossil video. I was going to say stupid fossil video, but no, it's not stupid. What's happened is that each time I think I finished it, a new piece of information comes to light and I have to redo something. So, and I've been doing a lot on the aesthetics of the video as well. So hopefully it's going to look a little bit better. But in the meantime, what I thought I'd do is I'd do a live stream. It's really, really quick. There's a 5 from 5, and I'm taking a break from the 5 from 5 just to do this live stream because I think that's intellectually honest. Just to give you an idea of what the 5 from 5 project is, the opals that you see on the interweb as a general rule, I think are a bit of a biased sample because basically everyone wants to look good on the internet. And so because they want to look good on the internet, they're always going to put their best foot forward. So if they prepare a video, they're going to prepare a video of the best opal they've ever done. Oh, hello there. They're going to prepare a video of the best opal they've ever done. If they're going to live stream, they'll actually get rough that they're pretty certain is going to work. So that means that people get an unrealistic idea of what it's like to cut an opal. And so what I've done is I've created a project called 5 from 5, and I've already done 4 of the 5, in which basically I just get opals and select them as I normally do it and cut them as I normally do it, just to show you what the results are straight away. So there's no filtering on that. So that's the whole idea of that project. But I'm taking a break from that because it's just taking a while, and I'm taking a break from editing the fossil video because that's taking a while. And I'm moving into just a request that my daughter actually made, and that was to do some things for some of her games that she's playing. So what I thought I'd do is I'd get some of the Cooperpedia opals that Riley has provided, these guys here, and I was going to cut them freeform. So cutting them freeform, I'll actually swap it around, seeing we're doing that. Swap around. Yay, there we go. All right. You'll see that this is all working now. Welcome to live chat. Guidelines. Don't care about guidelines. Okay. So if you have a look at the freeform opals, that's basically it. I'll sand this one down later. But basically, just go with the lines of the opal. I'll hopefully pick some that don't have any cracks or too many flaws, and then just make them into something that just looks roughly like that. Then I'll polish them up, and then that's done. I got them relatively cheap from Riley Gun, so I'm perfectly happy to pass them on for a similar price. And that one is not a Riley Gun. Who's that? I don't know whose that one is. But oh, that's no, I'm not going to do that. That's Phil's from the Opal Mills. Phil from Opal Mill. Okay, we'll do this one. The one. So here we go. As you can see, I've set everything up. So hopefully it'll all work out just fine. Okay, let's have a look at this piece here. Even though we're doing a quick freeform opal, it doesn't mean that we leave our brain at the door, does it? So actually, when you have a look at the 5 from 5 project, you will see an instance where I left my brain at the door, and it just, I think, as an object lesson of what you should not do, brilliant example. But definitely don't cut the way I did it for that project. Anyway, this is, you can see there's a chunk of sand here. This is clearly seam opal from Coop. I'll cut this section off here, and I'll cut into this section, see what that does, and then I'll just smooth off the ends, and then I might have to cut that in half. That looks like a crack, but yeah, I'll just smooth off the ends, and then I'll just sand it and polish it. Should be a pretty easy job. You know what they say about easy jobs, though. Let's have a quick look with the light and see if there's any surprises. So here we go. it with the light. It's hard to do live stream wise. So yeah, surprises are plenty. Can you see that? Nice little crack right in there. Let's have a look around here. Oh yeah. So I'm going to go from the back. Later on today, I'm going to make a device that actually makes this whole process a lot easier. Yeah, crack in there. Okay, so this ain't so easy as I thought it was. So what I'm going to do first up is I am going to cut right across there. I'll actually write it. I'll use a match because you can make a little carbon score. So I'll cut across here. Cutting across there. I'll just have a quick look at the other parts on the torch. Hopefully I can do this whilst. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that crack there. So I'll draw that one. Oh, look, he's making the cute noises. Hang on for a second. So it needs to cut across there because that's where the crack is. So we'll do that first. Run out of water. Got it. So that was the crack we all knew was there. Let's get the piece out, the fragment. Isn't it amazing what a little bit of makes the whole process so much easier? So this is the fragment. So what we'll do is we'll do the same process with this. We will have a look at it under the torch and see what it looks like. Both fragments that it's split into are actually quite nice, provided that they don't continue the way they are. So that is where the crack was. I think that crack might have ground out. I'm going to have to view it with my human eyes because what I can do is I can just, you can see that, can't you? Yeah, but you can't see what I can see. Okay, so there is something going along there. So I'll just mark that. That makes it really obvious, doesn't it? That's pretty good. Got that. Let's have a look in here. That's looking pretty good. There's a crack there. So I'll just cut along. Okay, so there's that section there. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that on the camera? Let's have a look. Try and make it so you can see it on the camera. Basically, I'll draw it out. The crack is pretty much along here. There's the crack. So, and then the crack is along here. It goes kind of into there. So what I'll do is I'll actually extend cutting this piece is a little bit more difficult, but this chunk is relatively straightforward. Relatively. It's all relative. grind that down. Anyone? Going to lubricate because it's obviously going too fast. That was just soap. That bit's obvious, we just need to cut that off there like that. That all of it done, maybe. Hello there, as far as problematic pieces go, this one has proved itself to be full of them. The good news is that the fragments that have come off this are large enough to make something decent. So, and also because I used the torch, I knew what I was in for. Going to organise the throttle for this general tool though. I'm going to say Don, Jeff or Phil. I could be wrong. Just so you know, Oh, I think we got it. Hi, Joe. Slight crack there, you can see. Oh, slight crack there. Cracks everywhere, yay! Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and I've got another technique I can use to slow this thing down a bit. Just need to throttle it a bit to try and stop it from attacking the opal too hard. You can see there's actually quite a nice amount of colour in there if we can just not progress that crack any further. What I will do now is I will play Dr. Evil and I'll pretend everything's gone according to plan. Should I cut this across that line as a piece of insurance or not? Yeah, I will. I'll just slice it in half. We only need small fragments anyway. Have a look at that. For a game piece, it's quite nice. I'll just take that edge off it, or maybe I could get it with sandpaper. Should be Nostradamus. Do it with the sandpaper. So I'm going to stick it over here, and I'll get this piece off. Beautiful chunk of redwood. Okay, that will be sandpapered too. Not a bad little chunk. It's all freeform today. Now, just whilst we're here, you might have been hearing a few little sounds that were going on whilst I was doing that, and that was because my other bird, Loki, has been going off, and I've been trying to teach her to make better noises than rah! So I'm just going to zoom out a bit. Hello, Don. How are you doing? There you are. You made the cute noises, so I'm going to give you a scratch. Sorry to do this. This is all part of training. When you can't just not reward them for doing the thing that they. You can't just not reward them for doing the thing that you want them to do. So giving her an epic scratch. And now we can go back to the opal. Right. Sorry about that. Every time you hear her go, ooh, I'm going to have to think about that. Now. So. Oh, really? Yeah. I'm doing something similar. Just getting these. No, that's not one of those. Oh, there it is. Good to see you, by the way, Don. Okay, so here's the other fragment that it cut from. I'll have to laser it to find out where all the problems are. You can already see that there is a crack there. Let's just highlight that. So I'll put this over here. Okay, well, the crack is obvious here. That's it. Oh, did you hear that? I'm going to have to go back and give Loki some attention. Okay, so that's a natural fracture. So it's naturally fractured. But I think that it's going to cleave along here. So, well, this is going to be interesting to cut. Let me think. Yeah, I'll just, I'll cut along the sand line, I think. And just cut along that sand line. And then I think what it'll do is it'll shatter along the lines that it wants to shatter. And then I'll work with whatever's left. Give me 5 seconds, I'll just pat the bird. Live streaming and animals don't mix. I closed the door so I can pretend I didn't hear. All right, here we go. So I'll turn this on. I would like to have a signed affidavit saying that this worked when we started. Just quickly fix this up. Okay. There's one flag. If I was doing arrowheads and mapping, that'd be a good thing, right? Okay, so I suppose I may as well finish this cut off. By the way, Don, about cutting myself, it's usually pretty good. You have to really give it a hard slog to hurt yourself. Okay, so this piece is going to come off, so I might as well just try and grind it carefully. That was fun. These two fragments. This one's the messy one. Let's just smash the messy one up and see what happens. So two things to say here. Either if it had worked out, to the brave go the spoils. If it didn't, fools rush in where angels fear to tread. Still don't know which one to use yet. Should I? Yeah, I saw the fracture line, so I cut along it. Still one more fracture. Easy. So those will go in the chip pile. Do one more crack, I'll cut along it. Alright, so there's one. Still might have a crack in it, but it's not doing too badly. Just checking the other side. Yep. I can just polish that down, so I'll use the sandpaper for that. Okay, here's the second piece. Now, just so that you know, I did in my 5.5 thing that I'm still compiling, I did everything wrong for a curved BB stone. It had cracks in it, I didn't look, whole heap of stuff. That was everything wrong to do with an opal, basically. I'll post that video eventually. But this one here, I think this is the opposite. This is like, when you've got a stone that's got natural cracks in it, how do you deal with it? So, sounds a bit arrogant, but this is the everything's right video. Everything's right to do with a cracked stone. I can guarantee you these cracks would always have surfaced. They would have always created problems. And if you're already well into your cab and it just shattered whilst you're doing that, that would be heartbreaking. Right, I'll freeform that. There we go. Okay, so that was the hard bit. Now I'm tentatively calling this the not so hard bit. I should put up a poll. Hey, is this actually going to be easy? I'll turn this off and we'll just laser again to make sure, because I suspect. Okay, so the sand runs deeper. There is a crack there, but it doesn't go too deep. Basically, from what I can see here, this surface is toast. There is no recovering this surface. So the only question I have to ask is it easier to slice the surface off? Will that be gentler on the stone? Or would it be gentler to just gently grind it down? So I think gently grinding with some soaked will. Just softening the edges, because maybe it's never too early to soften the edges. Hello there, whoever's just joined. This is a heavily cracked stone, so we're going a bit gently on it. For context, you can look back on the chat what's going on. I won't edit it when I release this video, so you can just see the rambling. Cutting the edge off. Thanks, Don. I like lurkers because from time to time you just see people who don't say anything, don't do anything, but bird just hit the window. But they do the YouTube stats, don't they? Don, you've been pretty active recently on the old YouTube. How many subs are you on now? In case you're wondering, no, not an ideal way to do it. How many subs, Don? How many subscriptions? Subscribers? I'm hoping YouTube's giving you some love. It's not an aggressive question, sorry. And yeah, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, it's fine. Like, asking out of genuine niceness. Okay, so the rest of this will be sanded, I think. Considering the absolute dog's breakfast we started with, it's not bad. Okay, for people from other countries, a dog's breakfast is a mess. I saw recently something on Australian slang and what it actually meant, and not many people get it right. So, okay. If I use a slang term, please just go, what? I can remember one time when I was actually in Nebraska in the United States. I was over there doing research-based stuff, and there was a guy from Hungary who came over. Great guy by the name of Vince. Sounded like Dracula. They would like to suck your blood. But he had a very thick Hungarian accent, very impenetrable. And I went to dinner with the director of the research institute and this guy, and I was chatting for like 15, 20 minutes. And eventually this guy goes, I'm sorry, man. I can't understand you. Oh, that's a terrible, terrible, terrible thought. Thanks for that image, Don. Oh, gee. Yeah, that's completely disrupted my train of thought. Anywho, this American guy goes, oh, I'm sorry, man, I just can't understand you. And I looked over at this guy, Vince, with his thick Hungarian accent. I'm going, but you understand him okay? He's like, yeah. Oh, you can understand me. Ho, 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 ho. Like, okay, fair enough. That tells me exactly how easy it is to understand Australians. I don't think there are actually buttons you can press, are there, that like give awards to people for stuff? Because if I did have that kind of power, the comment so disturbing it completely disrupted my train of thought goes to Don. In case you're interested, I'm not doing this because I particularly want to. I just know that that's where the crack leads. And you can actually see just a bit of anatomy here. You can see how there was that lens there, sitting there. And there was a crack right above the lens. That's not a coinky dink. There's also another crack here, so I'm going to cut along that. Coinky dink, coincidence. That's as clean as it could get it. Yeah. Now, as you can see with Cooper Pete, it's just a case of let the opal do the talking. If you fight it, you're going to run into trouble. That's always the way it wanted to be. There were cracks in there. It was always going to fracture along those lines. Just go with it. Just have a look where the fractures are, have another look, do a bit of a cut, have a look, do a cut, have a look. And you'll get nice little fragments that you can either turn into CADs or, as I'm doing, freeforming it for my daughter's games. Another crack there. So it may come off naturally, but if it doesn't, I will just cut along it. Soften corners. Asking for trouble that section, but I don't know quite how to do that with this blade. think I cut that crack off, which is good. I'll move along here now, softening edges as I go. I think there's, I can't see it, but oh, there it is. Yeah, there's a crack just along here. You can see that. Let's see. I reckon the torch will really highlight that. No, you can't see squat with that. I can, but you can't. Yeah. Okay, so this crack extends about half a centimetre down this way. For those who are in America, that would be, an inch is roughly 2.5 centimetres. So 16th of an inch. I'm going to have to cut it. Nice clean cut. If that's you still there, John, I'm just going to assume all the other lurkers were like spies, seeing what I was doing on my YouTube channel, which was oh so successful. 1,500,000 subs. Wonder, can you like your own thing? No. Must be a narcissism filter. Nearly a heart shape naturally. Look at that. I'm not pre-calling a heart. No matter how much anyone begs. Oh, it's not because I have anything against hearts, by the way. It's just I'm not doing it with this particular stone. I just don't think it's appropriate. Not appropriate for the love stone. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm just going to point out the obvious here. A gently approach is very good. You don't have to go balls to the wall, as they say, and that's not a rude word. That's talking about fighters in the 1940s. What I might do is I might smooth that out. Because moving around it will just waste circles. I can cut it. Actually, I will do it by, I'll do this. Not bad. As I was saying, this was never going to be a whole stack of, it was never going to be a big opal, it was going to be a stack of small ones. Well, also testing my new opal firing gun seems to be working quite well. When I'm done with this stream, what I'll actually be doing is fixing up some more netting around the area to try and catch everything. Okay. I might make it drop. I'll take this one off. needs a drop sticker? Alright. That's going to become a drop from my own collection. The only thing to do is to sand that one, I think, because it's just getting too big. And it'll just take flakes off. Alright. So what I'll do is I'll just pick up the pieces and show you what we've got so far. Is that a... No, that's a fossil opal. Right, so I've got these. See that? Many chunks. Now, obviously I can't show you the colours because my camera just doesn't seem to want to do that. But the colours are all right. They're a little bit muted, but there's definitely a lot of red there. And what I've noticed is, and I've been talking, well, not talking, I've been watching a lot of the blogs that have been going on. And I've noticed that picking up red is probably the most difficult part of the entire process. So I think that's the issue. If you're getting your opals, good luck picking it up. Just notice this thing on the quick squeeze. Squeeze. Just do whatever. There we go. That's just a little cab that was just sitting there. So a lot greener. Hang on, let me try that. Go away. That looks a little bit better, but it's definitely a lot greener on in real life. But that's probably going to be a doublet. Okay. What I will do is I will have a look around, and you know what? I'm going to do this for the 5 in 5. This will be the final one. So, for those who've just joined, 5 in 5 is a little thing that I'll be eventually publishing. Basically where I get 5 stones in a row and just do them rather than cherry picking what I show you. I'm just going to show you 5 in a row. And so far, everything that you've seen, or everything you will see, will literally be in sequence. So you'll see the good and the bad. You'll see the mistakes, you'll see the triumphs. I'm looking at this and I'm going, will we do this one for 5 in 5, the final one? I think so. So, shall we go for gold? Yep, going for gold. We'll try and turn this into a big honking gem. I can see that there's a bit of dark in there, so it may not be feasible. Let's have a look and see if we can find out. Yeah, so this is, I've done some research for the fossil stuff, and so what I can tell you is this is soft soil sediment forming from knobbies. The method scares you. Yeah, you can touch this. It takes a little bit of getting used to. But how do I put it? I think everybody's got their own techniques. I've been looking. You actually use that essentially that lapidary disc, don't you? I really am fascinated by the lapidary disc. It seems to be a lot of fun. I want to have a crack at one of them, but it probably costs a lot. The reason why I use a Dremel, of course, is because it costs $20, and literally all of the stuff that I've made, $60, which will be 40 US, I think. Basically, all the stuff that I've made, I've picked it up off the side of the road. So, you know, that's why I did this stuff the way I have. I've adapted the technique to suit what I have, not any other reason. But let's see. Okay. so like I said, I've been doing this thing on opal fossils, and I am a soil scientist, so I know about soft soil deformation. And now I know that what's happened is that this thing, would you believe, is mashed up knobby. So the knobbies form first, and then the opal gets kind of squished up and then pushed into layers, and that's what you get here. And sometimes the layer gets forced through little weaknesses and forms little lenses, and that's what you're seeing there. This is a remnant of a lens. So we should know that this lens is probably poking through here. Let's see if we can even see it. I think it's too thick. Pop this here. What can we see? Yeah, you can't see, it's too thick because there's a layer of sand underneath it. Can see some cracking though. That's not what I wanted to see. Okay, so there's a piece there. So if I just aim the laser right there, what can we see? Absolutely nothing. Just too thick, too sandy to get it with this laser. Have I got my green one around? It's a last resort laser. No, I haven't. It's probably inside. Not worth worrying about. What I will do is I will continue until this becomes unfeasible. And hopefully it won't become unfeasible. Once it becomes unfeasible, I'll slice it. Let's see. First things first, let's clean it up. I'll just put a shout out to Don for any of the lurkers there. If you wanted to have a look at an interesting style opal video, Don started off with finish stones and now he's doing a few how-tos. Well, showing you what he does. Very, very interesting from my perspective. Okay, instantly encountered a problem. It's a good problem to have. And let's see if we can actually even highlight it. You can just see that little flash of red just on the end there. That's not a little flash of red at all. It's a big flash of red. I can also see a crack. So what I want to do is I am now altering my method, if at all possible, to make a nice redstone. If I have to cut off, perfectly good viable stone to get a nice red cab or something, I will do that. So that's what I'm doing with this now. But first things first, deal with any cracks like this guy here. Clean up the back of the stone, clean up the edges. It's still Cooper Pedy, so it will shatter at the drop of a hat. Drop of a hat instantaneously, if people don't know what that euphemism means. Euphemism? Oh gosh. Wow. Just so you know, this stone is very, very tough. I think it's iron band. It might be worth just trying to pry it off. I'll use a thicker pry than that. Yeah, this one. So let's have a look. It ain't going. Okay, basically what that means is that when we finish this session, I'm changing the saw blades because it is really tough. It's barely making a dent in it. Interesting. The other question I've got is, do I want to cut that off? Seeing it's so tough, it might be an excellent backing for the opal. Worth a bit of an experiment even. The problem I've got is if you put two materials together, there's definitely a crack here, so I'm going to have to investigate that. But if you put two materials together that have different properties, you are asking for trouble. Because if they expand and contract at different rates, then they might break or create unreasonable amounts of stress within the stone. See that? Big crack there. Let's just solve that issue. Crack. Two fragments fell off. This is just an example of it. Let's just quickly shine it up. Bad little stone. It looks like this guy's very delicate for such a tough stone. You'll have to be careful. Okay, have a look here. Just here, you can see that dark layer. There's a lens of red there. So what I'll do is I'll very carefully clean up around here and see what I can do about detaching that red from the rest of it. I think if we detach the red, we'll have a good chance of keeping that from being part of the overall unstable stone. Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, this is brilliant. Just in there, it's just an awesome stone. So I'll just have to try and work out how to get into that. Okay, it's creating jagged little problems all the way through, so I want to try and do smooth this so that it doesn't do that. Now I'm going to slice this piece off to make it a lot easier. Now, I happen to know that the further you go into this area here, the more likely it is the difference in materials is going to cause stress. So I'm going to cut through this material now, trying to reduce the amount of stress that this stone is under. Okay, well that was a situation that was rapidly getting out of control. I think I fixed it. What we're going to do is we're just going to quickly make a template stone, see what it looks like out of this tiny little fragment. And I picked this fragment because it's actually got a little bit of sparkle in it. You can see that sparkle there, and relatively low on cracks. So just giving it a bit of a test to see what's going on. And of course, dropping your phone onto it is a very important part of the process. Bear with me. Right. I'm a little upset with how this is turning out. Carving through that see-through. Oh wow, okay, cool. Show you in a second. Have a look at what the rest of the stone is doing, because we've got some exciting news here. So if you have a look at this side here, that's the bit I was working on, and look at the sparkle. Wow. Turn this off so that you can actually see the sparkle. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, there's a crack there. Spotted. Okay, a fragment came out of that, so that means I'm going too hard at it. What I think I will do is I will put that onto the sandpaper rather than keep that going. But I'll just briefly just get that out of there. Right, okay. I'll sandpaper the rest. I think I can get that crack out too, so that's good. That goes down. Right, let's have a look at this guy. How are we going to manage this? Reduce the stress first. Any hard edge, soften. Crack there. not obvious, I've decided the material in the back is not worth keeping. I think it's too destabilising. For those in the United States, I noticed that the Democrats and the Republicans agreed on something, and that was banning TikTok. I understand the reasons why, but it's a bit bizarre, isn't it? Of all the things to agree on. Oh, look at this. Look at that. That is beautiful. That's a lens. That's what they call a lens. So imagine some material is just intruding into some other material. That's what causes that to happen. That's just a beautiful example of it. If you're wondering how I work with a big stone with this, that's how I do it. That's all I needed to do anyway. I just needed to get get the back cleaned up. You need to get it 100% clean, just need to get it a little bit clean. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, you can see that ring going around the lens. You can see where it's kind of radiating out, and I think that's creating a dark opal patch, which makes it easier to express the colour. So we'll watch this space, see what it looks like. Funny thing is, Rolly Gun always says you've got to be careful, well not Rolly Gun, Roy from Roy's Rocks. He says you've got to be careful not to hit the knob of the Dremel when you're doing this. And because I'm doing this in an entirely different way, it doesn't matter that much to me. And can you see this shape? I quite like that shape. So if that's how it's going to end up, I'll be perfectly happy. See that? Beautiful. Haha, saved it. I'll work on keeping it stable.
I'll sand that back in a little while, but first things first, let's get this done.
Okay.
Haha.
What I'll do is I'll sand this. Now it says rotate device, but I think everyone's still okay, right? Okay. Let me just wipe the thing. Right. And it says rotate device. Well, that's fine. I can rotate the device if you will accept this. I think that'll work. We'll find out soon enough. That's generally not accepted technique. It's just a very big stone. I'm not used to holding such a large stone. What I might actually do is get a thicker grade for the back. thicker grade of sandpaper. Got some around. Yeah, got this one. When this happens, you turn up the water because it will definitely have an effect. Okay. Now this is amusing because I've been trying all sorts of techniques to get a good water flow, and this is essentially, this is the lid to a super glue container, and it just works an absolute treat. I can't believe how well it works. The stone. There's no point in going this far and then cracking it. That stone is very stubborn. Doesn't look like it's going to cause us much trouble though. So I think the bigger deal is if I accidentally cook the stone. It's moving it to. Oh, that was a bit risky. Shouldn't have left it on that long. Okay, just this piece here. I'm moving the stone around, that helps, by the way. But this is really, really hard. The opal itself is hard too. It's unlike anything that I've experienced from Cooper Pedy, to be honest. I know roughly what it is. It's from the roof of the mines, the iron band area in Lightning Ridge. But I didn't know that they did that in Cooper Pedy. Nor did I know they had that much of it. But this is quite a tough material. Okay, let's do something more interesting with this. We'll get the front of it done. I'll get a nice fresh piece of sandpaper. Just leave that here like that for the time being. Rotate device. I'm wondering, yeah, I'll get a fresh piece out. Completely fresh, not just washed, fresh. Did you hear that, Emma? Okay. So now that the YouTube is happy that I've rotated the device, let's get cracking on this. In case you're wondering, I am very gently holding the stone on there because I'm now in the preserving carrots / smoothing the face. There's no point in pressing hard for that. Now I've had absolutely no control over the shape here, but I am loving it. Look at it. Look at that. It's a beautiful shape. Just make that a little bit more organic looking. Don't want a sharp edge on that. And while I'm on it, I'll give it a slight cushion cut, I suppose.
The reason why it's catching is from the saw that Riley used. So what I'm doing is I'm gently allowing the opal to just wear down naturally. I'm not speeding up the process. I'm just patiently letting it happen. Well, this is turning out to be quite a smasher. Massive amount of colour and massive amount of opal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut down the stream, I think, because I need to get some other things done today. But just so that you know, looking at this, there's a possibility that I'll have to cut along there, but I'll see what I can do about this area here. So they're going to be 2 stones or 1 stone. Either way, it's looking pretty spectacular. Thank you very much for everybody who's taken the time to view the stream today. I am very gratified that people even bother to look at me, to be honest. So thank you very much, and I'm a bit tired now. I might have to have a lie down. Benefits of age. Dr. Phil out.